Hey everyone, Action 9's Jason Stujanki here. I am live at Charlotte Douglas talking about a big airport issue. I've been noticing lately that a number of airlines have been testing different kinds of high-tech ways to identify you, to maybe one day get rid of picture IDs and boarding passes. I saw a number of things come out in recent weeks about different biometrics some airlines are using. They're talking about using things like eye scans, more specifically iris scans, facial recognition software, and I was noticing these things, and then just last week Delta sent me a press release, and this is what really caught my attention. I decided to do a report on this. It said Delta introduces biometric boarding pass at Reagan Washington National up in DC. It says customer fingerprints replace ID and boarding pass, and hold on, it's going to get loud here in a second, so I may take a breather just so I don't have to compete with that airplane noise. Anyway, so I had already seen things about eye scans and facial recognition. Then I saw this about Delta testing out fingerprints up at Reagan National, and you can see here it says Delta, pretty much a two-phase process. The first is to use fingerprints as proof of identity at its Sky Club, so at its lounge. And if that works, it would go to phase two, which is to use them, and this really caught my attention, to use their fingerprints to check a bag, check in at the Sky Club, and board a flight. So basically, if this works, you can see Delta start using fingerprints to replace boarding passes at the gate. Now I'm here at the Overlook, and I was talking to some folks, and I bumped into this mom and son team. You guys are from Austin, but back here visiting?
Correct.
Oh, what's your name?
Lisa.
Lisa?
Stanley.
All right, you were taking pictures, so you just overheard kind of the gist of what we're talking about. What's your initial reaction? Some folks inside the airport use the word cool, some use the word creepy. Cool or creepy? Eye scans, fingerprints, facial recognition instead of a boarding pass. What do you think?
Fingerprints cool. Eye scans creepy.
A little too much for
A
you?
little too
Yeah,
much.
it's a little over the top, but
Yeah.
Would you want to, at the gate, just use your fingerprint instead of a boarding pass and have a good time, Miss Lisa?
Yes.
You're on your way?
I would like to do that.
All right.
work. Yeah,
What do you think?
sure. Yeah, I mean, it'd be fine.
What about facial recognition software? What do you think of that?
Maybe that's a little over the top, but mainly just because I don't really have a problem with boarding passes right now, but
You're okay with paper?
yeah, I don't really mind it, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big change.
It's a big change, and I have some questions about how well facial software works, facial recognition software works.
Yeah.
But as it continues to get better,
I'm sure they have a lot of safeguards in place, and I'm sure it's something they've thought about, but do you worry about that kind of personal biometric information being stored in some sort of database? Hackers, I don't know, does somebody get a hold of your fingerprints and your iris scan? I mean, does that cross your mind? Do you care? Do you think that's something that they've got covered? What do you think?
I do worry about that a little bit, especially since we just had a big hacking scandal or virus with the banking industry and FedEx. So, yeah, I do worry about that.
What do you think? You're a little younger. Is that something, you probably do a lot more stuff online than your mom and I do, but do you think that's a concern?
I think, yeah, absolutely. I mean, mainly right now, boarding pass just doesn't really bother me. You know, I personally just don't really see it for change. Yeah, because just the more technology that's being used, the more it could be like taken advantage of, and the more you could lose your information.
Yeah, and so you guys know, basically, there's some airports overseas that are using the eye scan technology right now. It hasn't completely replaced picture IDs or boarding passes, but they're testing it out. As far as the facial recognition software, Delta's using that a little bit up in Minneapolis.
Okay.
It's put in some machines that do some self-checking for baggage and to verify your identity and match up your bags. At least one of those machines does facial recognition software. We're seeing JetBlue is trying the same thing over in Boston on one route. It chose a Boston to Aruba route, and it's trying that out. It's going to start doing that any day now, actually, maybe even this week. And then, of course, like I read you from that press release, Delta's trying the fingerprints up in DC. So it looks like it's coming. Like, it doesn't look like, I was using the word before, kind of pun intended, a pilot program. That's what it is now, but eventually it looks like that may be the new normal for you. And what do you think? How often do you guys fly? I know you like looking at the planes, but how often do you take them? You do? Really often?
Almost at least every other month this year. Quite pretty often. Yeah. I love to travel and do this.
Right, yeah. Taking pictures. As we're talking, my friend Andy here is seeing if there are any comments or questions, so he'll just interrupt if we have something, if we have somebody weighing in or...
Ebby just says thanks for the information. It's very useful.
Okay, well, Ebby, let me know. Somebody used the word cool, somebody else used the word creepy. Let me know what you think, cool or creepy. Everybody's invited to just send me one of those two words. Let me know which one you think it is, if you don't want to write a long message, but feel free to write a long one if you want. So this report is coming up tonight at 6:15. Make sure you tune in for that, and go ahead and let me know afterwards right here on Facebook what you thought.